into game number 1 of these grand finals. It's a best of 5 between Aurora and the underdogs, Cyber Geese, or I guess the under geese we should call them this time around. Let's see what they can do.
They better maintain that name. Okay, like if they do qualify, right? If they get to, you know, the prestigious event, the big event of the year, I don't want to see them getting picked up by some random org. You know, I want to have this geese logo.
Same.
Yeah, you know, I want the announcement.
They can be like Cyber Geese dot, you know, whatever. I don't mind, but let's keep the geese. Okay.
Also, this is me naively thinking that this is just a random name, and this isn't secretly some company, and I'm not just like randomly promoting some company out of nowhere. You know, I am gonna hope that this is just a fun little name that they're playing on, right? But anyway,
yeah,
moving on.
I bet their logo as well. Their logo is really cute, just like a little goose foot.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
It looks so. It's like kind of like simple enough that it isn't AI art, but you never know.
I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and confidently say it's not.
Damn, son.
Rage.
Of course, in regards to facets, so we'll quickly look on the left-hand side. There isn't anything that I would say is too out there. Of course, Beastmaster wanting to go for Helm of Dominator, you do go for Wild Hunt, and everything else feels pretty standard as we see a little scuffle at the runes, but nothing crazy. So it will be 2 runes apiece. It would be crazy though if a lower bracket round 1 team, a team that lost to an open qualifier team that lost to another open qualifier team in the round 1 upper bracket, was to suddenly turn it around. Like I know we're only in game 1, but I cannot fathom this idea even existing. Like it is like the perfect storyline for a qualifier.
It would be super cool, wouldn't it? And then, you know, everyone's got a team to cheer for, an underdog to cheer for coming into TI as well, because there's always got to be one, like, plucky little team which is just like, maybe they don't go all the way, maybe they do, who knows.
Yeah. And then, just all for the boomers who still play Dota, like Solo, it's going to give so much hope. He's 34.
Yo, imagine
he can get to TI,
Solo versus no one at TI. What a throwback. Previously used to dominate on VP, didn't they?
Don't have the LSA in bot lane, but it's
no,
a really
it's 1 second cooldown,
yeah.
So Mirror will be okay. But oh, they catch out Toronto Tokyo instead. Right click's coming through. He's got the wand though, so does live through it. Pretty close to dying down here in the bottom side for both Mirror and Toronto Tokyo, as Cyber Goose, they start off this bottom lane very, very strong.
Yeah, I think, wasn't it was it Navi that played the SD and Kunkka? I can't remember what team it was, but like SD and Kunkka, SD and Lina, it's always hit a disruption and then use your spell to set up the kill. And here he goes
Mirror
pretty
might
low
be
from the
dead.
bug grenade, but yeah, Mirror.
LSA coming down. Right clicks are going to be there. The illusion's helping out as well, and TA2000 will get first blood in this best of 5.
It's a really, really hard lane to play into. Magnus kind of plays more for the farming lane. Once you hit level 3, get shockwave, sure, it might turn around, but yeah. They are losing that side lane, and we look towards mid. Kiyotaka on the first pick, Death Prophet. It's not as if Chiro Jr. is playing on a I can beat the Death Prophet, right? Like, we've been seeing that the way to beat the Death Prophet is outranging her. The mid snipers, the Necrophos, the leaners, like heroes that can shove the wave, try and out-deny, but not care too much about what the Death Prophet provides. When you're a melee hero, you can't even get close to the wave. You're just getting multiple crit swarms to the face. It is going to give Kiyotaka a really nice entry to the game.
Yeah, and we've seen what he can do from ahead. Let's see if Cyber Geese, their answers are better than Navi's answers to this Death Prophet.
I mean, critically,
to be fair,
sorry, yeah, go
on. They are a Death Prophet playing team as well, so one would imagine they have a better idea, but judging by this mid lane, that idea is not working out so far, at least.
Yeah, to build on that, I feel like the idea is, ooh, he nearly got hit by that one. It's more about the game, right? Like, I think they accepted the lane will be difficult, but when Death Prophet wants to go crazy on the map, if she rotates into a Beastmaster lane, she'll get roared. She runs into a Lina lane, she'll get Lagooned. And then Pango at any point will then TP around that move to then provide the Rolling Thunder to be the killing blow on top, right? So, yeah, I kind of feel like they expected the lane to be hard, but they're just hoping to kill Kiyotaka once in the early rotation to then kind of stabilize the game. The issue is if Kiyotaka doesn't present that opportunity of, hey, you can kill me here, then you've lost lane, and you've not found that early kill. Kiyotaka could just dominate the entire game. So we need to keep an eye out for that and see if an opportunity does present itself. As
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
CS is,
And
it's naughty.
tough. It is very tough at the mid lane. And one thing I really like that Kiyotaka did at mid is that, like, he hit minute 2, he had the bottle, didn't go for the Earth. We have tier 2000 dead in the bottom side. Mir and Toronto Tokyo might just get a double kill down here. No, Solo still got the disruption. They can't go into Tower 4, out of spells as well. Just go back to mid quickly. It hit minute 2. And rather than immediately going for the water rune on Kiyotaka, he actually just stayed mid, stayed pressuring. Because the moment he goes for the water rune, Chira knows that, okay, I can go for my water rune as well. It actually alleviates a lot of pressure for him to be able to get some of his resources. If you just don't do it, you stay up mid, yeah, like maybe a support runs and grabs it. It doesn't really matter because Chira Jr. is just going to be completely locked out. And that's a big part of this big advantage which Kiyotaka now has.
The bot lane, they keep just brawling into each other. One side you've got Shockwave, Skewer and Bramble Maze, the other side you've got Disruption and LSA. If anyone ever steps up too far, then they're going to be brought down to half HP. You compare that to top. Top feels like very nice, very peaceful. Even though Rubik's getting jumped a bit, it's like the cores, they're respectful. They're both hitting
Everyone's
creeps.
above 50% HP out here, aren't they?
Yeah. Compare that to bottom, it's just like heavy rock music, like screaming.
The comms must be a disaster. Oh, Toronto Tokyo, no more spells from TA2000. The right clicks will be there, but the wand comes through. Has a lot of health to get through on this Magnus as well. Belt of Strength Bracer. My guy is going to be sitting around 1000 HP at 5 minutes into the game. And still, Lina going to be a pretty big threat. Who also has 1000 HP due to Falcon Blade.
Yeah. Kiyotaka just hit level 6. He is really active on the Death Prophet. If he sees an opportunity, he'll happily TP to a side lane. But with the 6-minute rune coming up, that of course will be an indicator of what type of map play will be coming. If he gets a haste rune, of course he's going to go in. He gets an illusion rune.
Okay.
It's not too bad being able to dodge out an LSA or disjoint any spell, but look at him. He sees hero, presses ult, off he goes.
There we go. Just rolling around the river. Mira, he's not really any real threat here.
He's diving a tier 2 boss.
Oh my god. Yeah. I was looking at Chira Jr., but Chira Jr. coming back onto Kiyotaka here. Surely the tier 2 can help out, but with the illusion rune, Kiyotaka is making sure that he is not taking any aggro whatsoever.
Just didn't have the levels or desire to bring in another core, right? Like, Lina doesn't really want to TP to mid, because if you don't get a kill on Death Prophet, what are you doing there? Beastmaster had a double wave getting shoved into him. So yeah, Kiyotaka using illusion rune, dives a tier 2 instantly, and yeah. Reminding us why he is probably one of the best Death Prophet players in the qualifier. 51 CS, 14 denies to the 26 of the Pangolier.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, this is not something you want to mess with.
But do you think if they are to lose this game on Cyber Geese, is this now where do they think about Death Prophet picking it themselves? Are they banning it? Like, again, the future of this qualifier really boils down to how much respect you put on the hero. Because at the moment, it feels like Kiyotaka is going to put on an absolute show.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Gosh, surely it can't happen like this again. To me, it's sort of coming down to TA 2000. Like, at what point does TA 2000 come and just blast in the Death Prophet? Especially with this Aurora as well. Like, they have the tools. If Kiyotaka's not careful, which he rarely is, then there is a chance.
Yeah, true, yeah.
But then you do have the backup option. The Phantom Assassin is farming up in the top lane, having a decent time, and probably will be having a good timing on the Battle Fury, and will be the kind of secondary threat, so...
We're at the peaceful stage of the game. It's everyone's hitting creeps, everyone's just kind of quietly waiting. if anything, as much as I've been talking about Kiyotaka a lot, it's his first move of the game gives life to Cyber Geese. Because as soon as they know he's in a side lane, I feel like if they bring 4 or 5 heroes, get that kill, it is going to give them a lot of confidence. If they're trying to go onto the Lina, and Kiyotaka, he's coming in, so they need to get this kill quickly, otherwise Tier 2000 is going to have a million ghosts to their face.
Yeah, Tier 2000 sees the DP coming, but it's just going to try and stand here. LSA run away, getting through the Bramble Maze, but Tier 2000 will not be escaping this one. He is going to fall. A couple of supports dying as well as Toronto Tokyo, as Chira Jr. going to get rooted up. He needs to get away from this. The shield crash going to help out, but not enough. Kiyotaka gets another one. And there's that big rotation coming out. No respect for the exorcism coming out from Cyber Goose, and they will pay the price.
The trade-off is Beastmaster did take the top tower. Beastmaster didn't opt to TP in, especially because Lina had already put herself into pretty much kind of a death position that there's no real core to lean on if he does TP in. And Kiyotaka gets cliffed, does have a TP, and with the route up, that should provide plenty of lockdown for Nightfall to get on top and to get a clean-up kill.
Splat.
Yeah.
There it is. So Nightfall turns out to his first fight off the game and immediately grabs himself a kill. As Aurora's going to be there onto Kiyotaka. Notice making the rotation. Solo helping out as well. Drops a demonic purge. The right click comes through. Kiyotaka will go down. That, by the way, was... Did he activate the shield rune? No, he didn't. Okay.
That was a really, really big pick-off. I was about to say, after the fight had kind of finished, like, you need to play around your Beastmaster. He picked up the Helmet Dominator. Here's your best timing. If Death Prophet, Mag, PA, any of those step up to an early game Beastmaster, they can't really take the fight. And we just see that, of course, Death Prophet by herself, she's going to be dying, right? And this is where Cyber Geese, they need to utilize Noticed and the timings that he has to just bring life to this early game. Of course, the problem, if you keep running around the map as 3-4 heroes, a PA will farm a Battlefield on the side. Magnus with Power is going to farm Blink and items on the other side. Like, there is so much efficiency of farm in Aurora that you need to make sure every move you make on Cyber Geese is disciplined. It's like, you go for a move, you get a big core kill. You can't just be, running into supports. But at least they have something to play on. Other teams into Aurora, it felt like they had no answer to the pressure. They do have the answers. Diffusal should be coming out very shortly for the Pangolier as well. Early game Diffusal against Magnus or PA, you eat through their mana, suddenly they don't have all the utility available to be annoying in the fights. Solo, not getting hit by the Bramble Maze, able to waddle away.
Yeah, navigates the maze well. Gilly did a lot of those straw mazes as a kid. Corn mazes though.
Well, the straw maze actually, and I think it's shut now because health and safety. You have to like climb through it and get. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Cool. Yeah, I had one of those near me. Like hay bales all stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. Is it still open?
Kind of unbelievable that they kind of just let that one exist. But I never heard any story of anybody getting squished by the hay.
Ours got closed, but
yeah, unlucky.
Skin issue, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I think the solo has got a really big role to play this game, though. The Demonic Purge is also needed on top of, like, the Raw, as we saw onto the DP. Like, I mean, the little unique situation where she had the shield rune in the bottle, so if there was no Shadow Demon there as well, then she would have popped that and lived, but obviously Demonic Purge is going to stop that from doing anything, so she just had to save it. And yeah, that Demonic Purge is going to do a lot of work to sort of shut down Panto's saving ability. Sure, it won't stop False Promise, but it will stop any heals coming through if you do use it at the right time. Top lane. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about going for Nightfall here. Nightfall gets seen. Chira Jr. jumps and does connect here. Notice running in from the sideline, but the RP coming in, turning it around and stopping Nightfall from going down. And now, well, notice he's going to be the one in trouble. Has to throw out the Raw to the Magnus, but Nightfall's back in and takes him out. The Beastmaster is dead. Chira Jr. going for the Rolling Thunder, though. Should bring down Mira here. Still looking for Nightfall, but Panto, he's nearby. Going to throw out the heal. Chira Jr. as well. Gonna have to get himself back here, but they're still doing good work. And Kiyotaka is going to die. Demonic Purge comes out from Solo, and that's enough to kill off the Death Prophet despite the regenerate.
Yes, it looked so good at the start of the fight for Aurora. The fact that you hit a 3-man RP, just fully combo breaking that kickoff onto Nightfall. But the follow-up was not, it just wasn't there for Aurora to capitalize on that moment. And then in the disengage, Cybergeese, they brought the numbers and they're able to kill off Kiyotaki. Kind of just walked into the middle of the fight and was like, yep, I'm dead. Well, it's in the draft we mentioned the value of Shadow Demon, right? Death Prophet, a lot of her play style is the speed of getting in and out of the engagement. Of course, you do get move speed bonus when you get Exorcism off. Sure, she didn't press it, but you get one Demonic Purge to the face, and with the correct amount of damage, you are going to be going down. So, yeah, really good reactions there from Cybergeese. But Toronto Tokyo, often it takes him half an hour to hit the RPs, and yeah, 14 minutes in, he's hitting them. He's in form for the grand finals, yeah.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo in grand finals mode, no matter if it's a qualifiers or a TI, is there it is. Apparently going to step up in that situation.
And again, just in case you're just tuning in, by the way, we have covered about 2 to 3 Toronto Tokyo Magnus games, and it basically, to put it politely, he warms up into the game and then he pops off. But often the first 2 or 3 engagements have always been a little shaky, hence why we're in disbelief.
This is a new look hype for him, and
yeah, very new look. Yeah. I can't complain.
Big RPs.
Gotta maintain it.
Loving this from Noticed, from Problems, from Solo. You know, they're not going to stand by, let Aurora play their game. They know that they're farm hungry. And they're going to come in, take some stacks, get some vision down, and try to put some pressure onto Aurora. Shira Jr. also shoving in the middle lane very hard as well. Knows that if they jump him, then he's going to have his team behind him. They are not far away, so good moves here from Cybergoose. Pressuring, poking at Aurora, just constricting their map with these greedy heroes. But Kiyotaka does now have the Aghanim Scepter, so are we expecting there to be a move made from Aurora soon?
It's a difficult one, because I think the move happens when Cybergeese overplay at an objective. Because with an early game Beastmaster, you know he's going to try and take every outer tower. Like, start with the tier 1s, move to the tier 2s. And even though you have an Aghanim of Death Prophet, she still dies to the Demonic Purge of a Shadow Demon, a Roar from the Beastmaster, with the follow-up damage of a Pango or Alina. So I would entertain the idea of Aurora just continuing to farm, get yourself a BKB, continue moving towards being unkillable, then enter the fight. So concede a bit of map with the knowledge that in 6 minutes time, you will have all the items to run head-on into what Cybergeese have. They don't need to play that quickly. Force Cybergeese to make mistakes. A lot of the playstyle of Cybergeese throughout this qualifier has been, you know, early game advantage, snowball the map, play behind Noticed, and they have made mistakes. They've often taken that one extra tower, that one extra rack that wasn't really necessary, and it's enabled their opponents to get back into the game. It's the reason why they had to make their run through the lower bracket. So it's maybe what Aurora are kind of banking on, expecting that one good fight to come.
Yeah, potentially.
Kiyotaka's looking for Blade Mail, actually. Just Ag's Blade Mail. So he doesn't think he's going to be able to buy a full BKB in time for, like, the big fight. I have no idea if he's going to commit to it, but yeah, we'll see.
I mean, just in general, when you're playing against Lina, right? Like, if her idea on the fight is just to blow up the biggest team fight hero, which is Kiyotaka, then having that Blade Mail on, you know, tier 2000's not going to be able to deal with that. She doesn't have a BKB yet. Not planning on getting one, so...
There's a very, they go for Roshan in Cybergeese. Of course, Beastmaster with Helm of Overlord. It's a very easy Roshan to take. And we just mentioned how Aurora are kind of in like farm mode, right? They're waiting for Cybergeese to present themselves a fight. Maybe they dive a tier 2, or they go a little bit too hungry with this first stage just at the tier 3, but I wasn't expecting Aurora to defend the Roshan. It's now how do they play the map with Cybergeese in a really, really confident window of the game.
It has to be said, this is very impressive so far from Cybergeese. You know, sure, it's kind of a nature of the draft, but, you know, they've come out of the lanes good against Aurora. Not many teams have been able to do that so far, especially not a team which is open qualifier down to the lower bracket straight off the bat. So already holding up their own versus Aurora, making me believe that this might be a pretty fun grand finals. Of course, whether they can finish it out, get an advantage, you know, that's all a big question, which I will not be expecting to answer soon. But you never know. It's a really strong start for Cybergeese.
If they are to win this first game, though, like, what a statement to make. Because Aurora coming into this grand finals, they probably were just laughing yesterday about how Death Prophet was like this, you know, the kryptonite to Na'Vi, and how it enabled them to get to the grand finals. They come into the first game draft and it's like, wait, we got access to our Death Prophet? You know, I feel like during that draft, they probably felt very empowered. It's like, Kiyotaka, you got your hero, hell yeah, you know, we're getting the same draft we've done before. Like, there's probably a lot of like good vibes going around it. So if one of the best drafts that we've seen from Aurora is to fall in the first game, then yeah, like you were saying, it truly just set up for, you know, hopefully a really, really back and forth grand finals. As Mira skips to midway with the Bedlam and disengages.
T2000 just going to drive it to the aggro, make sure the tower doesn't take any unnecessary damage here.
And we haven't mentioned the build on Lina yet, but he did go very kind of farm and fight build, right? With the Boots of Travel, he could TP onto the Beastmaster summons, but then he has the Dragon Lance, the Maelstrom, you know, the farming items for the Lina. Opting to go for a really early Hurricane Pike. Of course, if Magnus wants to blink on top, Cheer Jr. doesn't get the TP cancel there, but yeah. With Lina going for an Hurricane Pike, there's a lot of outplay potential. You jump in, you just pike, disengage, you can combo break. Everything we said about in the draft was like, can Lina survive the jump? So she is itemizing to deal with that jump, and it's really good to see if he can pull it off or not. Now has the BKB.
I would really like to see Solo maybe going for the Aghanims after this Aether. I like the Aether. It's a little risky because you leave yourself with 0 defensive capability against a Phantom Assassin. However, getting a couple of these Demonic Purges off in this fight onto it, you really want to Demonic Purge the PA, you also really want to Demonic Purge the Death Prophet. So there's 2 fantastic targets for Demonic Purge. But of course, being able to use both inside an engagement is kind of hard. And yeah, they just grab this Tormentor at 20 minutes. Very nicely done. Now, can they get out cleanly? Looks like they will be able to. I don't see any Radiant heroes in this area anymore. They all get away. Yeah. So very nice Tormentor taking here from Cyber Goose.
How many times though have we seen a team take Tormentor and there's always one player that skips the next wave or takes the Lotus or does something in the area? So yeah, fair play that the call was get out and not a single player overplayed the hand and was too greedy there. We do have a 2-minute window on the Aegis still, so potentially can offer up Chira Jr. as a bait, and with Aurora showing the top lane that you know the items that are available. Like, I think both teams are aware whoever gets jumped first in the next engagement in theory should be the victor.
Yuri's a wonderful thing, T.
Oh. Okay.
Your theories are wonderful, T. As well.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I enjoyed our WhatsApp messaging this morning. It was pretty funny.
Indeed.
Oh, Willow might be dead. I'm going to say might in that caster voice, but he is dead.
Just unexpected. No.
Yeah, you're pulling a me at the start of the qualifiers when I was
that.
like...
I'll be honest. It's just like the ooh. You give too much respect to the pro players, right? Like, they're getting hit by 4 heroes, and for some reason, the TI magic's in the part of my brain where I'm like, maybe he hits a multi-hero terrorize and Bedlam TPs, and you know, it's like, brother, he's dead, he's stunned. What are we doing?
But immediately again, just looking for this aggression. Solo leading the charge under the cover of the smoke. I don't see anybody yet. Kiyotaka down on the low ground. Not really going to be a realistic target here.
It was really nice positioning from Kiyotaka to hug those trees to break the smoke.
Yeah, on the low ground, it's very unusual. Now the silence out onto the Beastmaster, which is now level, but they're just going to get right up in Kiyotaka's face. Kiyotaka, though, popping everything here, and a nice terrorize going to force back Chira Jr. Chira Jr. needs to get off the ulti. Laguna coming out onto Kiyotaka as well, but it's just not going to be enough. There's Aurora coming out onto Toronto Tokyo. This is looking like a full disengage, but they've left behind the Pangalia. So they are just going to try and get out of there, but they do lose to Aurora. They do find the fight mostly due to the kind of staggered entry there, trying to force that up the high ground a little too hard there, Cyber Goose, and there's a mistake they've been waiting for.
Yeah, for Pangalia, his Rolling Thunder was in cooldown for 8 seconds. So for Cyber Goose, they go for a smoke, it gets broken at the rune, and they opt to walk up into the high ground. The whole point of the Pangalia is to be that explosive backline finding hero to force the Oracle to disengage, to maybe even prevent the Magnus from initiating, but to try and take that fight without the Rolling Thunder, with an Oracle fully, you know, just chilling on the back line. It is wildly optimistic, and yeah, that is the mistake that, like you said, Aurora, they see it, they punish it, and it is going to give them some good confidence. With the Aegis being taken away, you cannot make these mistakes on Cyber Geese. As much as we've been, hyping up their early game, we need to remind you that from the draft, the timer is on Cyber Geese. The mid to late game, the excellence of Oracle Magnus PA in tandem as the game progresses is really hard to overcome. So you cannot make these quite egregious errors from Cyber Geese.
No. This is the first big mistake we've seen from them in this series, at least. We saw a couple against Na'Vi as well. Not the cleanest team, as you would expect, but, the thing is, like, they're making plays at least. They're moving in, they're trying to find action. It's
Oh,
yeah.
Solo listened to you, by the way. He is going for the Agnum straight away, post Aethelins.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a scary, scary way to play the game, but hold on to that Tumbler's toy as long as you can, bro. You're gonna need
He doesn't
it.
have a GPM. If he gets a GPM, then Tumbler Toy plus 100 GPM, and maybe Solo gets there. Toronto Tokyo though, with Nightfall, they see the Beastmaster for a second.
They've seen Notice just straight up RP the guy, and Toronto Tokyo will land the skewer there, and that should secure them the kill on to Notice. Very nicely done there from Toronto Tokyo. RP finds the angle, drags him back, and Mirror also with the well-timed terror ride to make sure that they kill off this hero. And that's the most important hero to kill, I would say, outside of... out of anybody, he's the fight controller for Cyber Goose.
And there's, holding each other's hands. They're getting killed, but still running around the map as pretty much 3 to 4 heroes, ensuring they're together. So we mentioned how TA2000 went for the Hurricane Pike very early on. He does need the BKB. He wants an MKB to kill PA. Then he wants something satanic good to stand his ground like the Alina that isn't okay. Hold up, Pang instead. Yeah, the map is falling apart.
Yeah, the mid lane of death. So many times. How many times are we going to see somebody just dying to that? You go for that mid wave when it meets in the river, and it's sort of a death sentence. Now Aurora, they have just rocketed themselves into this game. They're waiting for their timings. They hit their timings. Cyber Goose unable to do a whole lot when they were ahead. Now we'll see what Aurora can do when they're ahead. Of course, we're all thinking about Roshan right now. Likely going to be respawning on the top side of the map. And as you can see, that completely belongs to Aurora at the moment. At some point, Cyber Goose will have to come in, go and contest that, because they can't afford to really just give up a Roshan to Aurora for free. That is not how their draft functions. The Raw, it has to be good, and without a Blink Dagger, that is a lot of pressure onto Notice. And you can see here, he started the AC, and now he's realized, these catches aren't maybe as easy as I was hoping for. We're going to have to go back for that Blink.
They were hoping for a short respawn time on Roshan, and not to be the case. They're going to hold the area. We've yet to really see them take a real team fight. It's just been them kind of getting outplayed in the pick-off game from Aurora. So if they can set themselves up with good vision, they do have the tools to win the fight.
They do.
Middle tower is under attack.
Again, it's all about getting the correct Aurora off and then somehow finding Panto as well, who now has a Blink Dagger, by the way, so will always be able to get off these false promises in these fights. Unless they can get a really deep dive going on. I don't know. These are feeling like hard fights now.
Yeah. This is the unfortunate reality. So we are looking across their heroes. They've got 4 Blink Daggers and a PA with Phantom Strike. Right? It's mobility is really good for Aurora, and for a Helena on the enemy team that doesn't like getting jumped.
Yeah.
Your positioning has to be flawless. They're smoking up. That does enable your positioning, of course, with the 9-second BKB on Lena. She can at least stop the stuns, but with an RP, it doesn't matter at all. Can they find the Oracle? Can they lock down the Magnus? Can they kill a Death Row PA?
Just as Roche respawns, Oracle's actually going to reveal himself here. This may be the target they want on the side of Cyber Geese. Let's see. I mean, it's kind of on the Pangolier to go and lock down Panto, and he does exactly that, but Solo just gets evaporated from the fight straight off the bat. And now Notice looking onto Panto as well, so everything just being used onto the Oracle here. I mean, he's kind of already dead, I reckon. Oh, he actually survived through it. And Nightfall still just going crazy on the backlines. And looking for TA2000, who's trying to get away. Low health. BKB about to run out as well. Turns around with the LSA. Nightfall still looking. Gonna pop that blur. Try to find TA2000. Can he get out? It looks like he can. TP will be successful. Solo buys back, comes in, tries to get... Oh, no. He tries to get the wisdom, but he gets cut down again. Die back for Mr. Solo. And Nightfall just cutting through everybody in that fight, completely uncontested.
Yeah, at the start of the engagement, sure, Kid's out and now Solo Roshan as well in the meantime, but yeah, the Pangolier, he found the Oracle, he jumped in, but already the positioning of Cybergeese, it was so split that the Willow, the Mag, the PA, the DP, they love these like drawn out fights where they can all just take little different skirmishes, right? Because like you see the blink, it's off camera, right? But the Pangolier on the bottom right hand side, he's playing just one-on-one versus the Oracle. Beastmaster then drags down as well to try and kill him. So two big cores just punching into a position 5. Meanwhile, your Shadow Demon's dead. Your Lena's all by herself on the top side of the fight, having to run away. It was just, there was no kind of strong positioning from Cybergeese. It was everything on the Oracle, but nothing for the Lena, and that is not the way to bring your Lena into the fight. You have to protect her, and it is so difficult. Magnus doesn't even use RP in this engagement. Like, that is how one-sided that fight was, and critically for Cybergeese, it really just goes back to that time where they run into the enemy triangle, right? The dire triangle, taking that fight there, not having the roll, having the Aegis. That was their timing to play on. They lose that fight, they lose the Aegis. Suddenly everyone on Aurora feels like the game's theirs. Not a single player is looking to be punished as Mira nearly gets the TP cancel.
Awkward.
Bit.
I do have to say, like,
boss?
I want to kind of question Noticed in that last fight, to be honest with you, because the Pango gets on the Oracle, which is fantastic. Like, Chiro Jr., job done, good stuff.
Yep.
Oracle forced to ulti himself. And then what does Notice do with that kind of gift he's been given? Is he's actually going to be forced to BKB and TP out from this one. But TP's very late here. The BKB's going to finish, and there's already a route upon him. Noticed, again, kind of slipping up here. I mean, there was an RP if they really wanted to use it, but to not even force out the RP, I don't know, he seemed to think the Nightfall would do enough damage, and to be honest with the Bash, oh, I see, yeah, he did need to... Still, raw TP and you force out the RP at least, right?
Yeah, but to your question about the previous fight, I would agree with you, sorry, that the fact that Beastmaster does go into an Oracle that already used ultimate. Maybe he had to pivot elsewhere in the fight to bring life to the Lena a bit, but
yeah, enable.
You're also looking at a Lena that has
absolutely.
no major damage at the moment. Like, she can kill a Willow, she can kill an Oracle, but until she gets to, like, what, another 10,000 gold, she's not really threatening the PA or the Death Prophet, right? It's like you're in this race to hope that items just pretty much spawn into Lena's inventory as Aurora just start hitting the tier 3.
That happened for me, unfortunately. I've always had to buy them, which is annoying.
We did it one time, but that was more for the Wii Fresh rather than anything else.
Right. Tier 3 tower is going to fall. Now look over towards the melee barracks as well. Kiyotaka going in deep here with his exorcism, threatening Notice, forcing them back, saying, you are not stopping us from taking these barracks. And Cybergeese, I think, are having to accept that fact. Middle barracks are gone. Nightfall, well, he wants more, but he won't be getting it because there's a tier 2 tower up here still. Have to go across, deal with some creep waves first.
Yes, follow the normal process, right? Take a Rax, reset, go middle. The Mages on a minute 35 left, plus a Satanic. They can barely kill Nightfall once. He's not even died in the game. Do you think he's gonna die twice?
Will Nightfall? That is the question.
Powerful.
With an Aegis, presumably not. Man, this is a sad Beastmaster. He's running around with a melee creep. That's not what you like to see.
Sizable melee creep though. It does look quite cool.
He's a big boy. He's got nice aura around him. You know, he gets fortified as well. Let's not forget that.
Many quick are anti-hero units, so they do less damage to heroes.
Yeah. Nightfall, BKB jump in onto Solo, sees the opportunity and takes it. He is gone, and now a grab from Toronto Tokyo as well, finding noticed on the Beastmaster. No roar for you. Oh, maybe he does get it off just in time, actually, onto Nightfall. So his first death will come, but BKB is still available, no longer available, actually, for life number 2. And stolen RP for problems. Hello, Cyber Geese, are they waking up to this series? They still need to do a little bit more to Nightfall. Nightfall trying to stay on top of the Lina. Lina trying to fire it up. There's Satanic coming out from Nightfall. Nightfall lifted up, thrown back. Damage comes in, but they will not finish her off. Nightfall will live. Tier 2000 will not, could not take on anybody. And again, Toronto Tokyo is there. Low uses a horn toss, drags him back. A good attempt here from Cyber Goose, but Aurora, they keep their cool. They keep on fighting and ultimately lose nothing.
It was just too late for the fight to be executed well by Cyber Goose, right? Like they're hitting the clutch moments. You got the Lina with the MKB getting the right clicks off. You got the Ruby getting the RP still. When you're playing into the Aegis and the Satanic, he lives on such a sliver of HP with the Fate's Edict and the Purifying Flames from the Oracle getting thrown onto the PA. It barely keeps him alive, and Cyber Geese, they lose mid racks. Going to be losing top racks now due to the Exorcism. It is now Mega Creep at the 34-minute mark. Kiataki blinks back in. He wants to break them. He wants to win game 1.
Yeah, and they might get it here. Down goes Solo. Notice throws out the Roar, but immediately dying afterwards. Skewer back onto the Pangolier, and there it is. GG is called in game number 1 here. Aurora, a decisive first blow against Cyber Goose. Not a bad attempt. We saw moments of brilliance, moments of potential, but
right, like maybe this time around it's Aurora that overplay their hand. If we're thinking the lanes are going to go well for them, it takes one overextension. Like Toronto Tokyo's Dawnbreaker, we saw it early in the qualifier. He was very quick to throw out some Solar Guardians, even if it wasn't needed for the fight, or even put himself in a position of dying soon after. If that is to happen in this game, that could just be enough for Pango to find that comeback gold after a hard lane, or Tiny to get an item after Blink Dagger, right? So, yeah, I'm leaning Aurora. I'm expecting them to be the favorites in the second game, but Cyber Geese, they have the heroes to always turn around a fight if they can just keep up with the farm.
yeah,
That's just the hardest thing, right? Keeping up with the pace of Aurora.
This map is going to get absolutely rinsed by Aurora. Cyber Geese, they need to be very, very efficient on map. They do have the heroes to do it, at least. Like, they've got good split pushing with the Terra Blade. You know, this is something which I feel like they did much better than Na'Vi, and one of the reasons why they're in this final is because they respect map pressure a lot more. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, they don't really care about map pressure at all. They tend to just, you know, I mean, that can be obvious by their offlane picks as well, and they go for like Axe and Tide and stuff pretty exclusively. Never really bother with pushing out waves. Panto is going to take some damage here. Solo basically just 1v2ing. Soloing them, I guess. And doing a pretty good job of it. Oh, Mira. He's pretty deep behind enemy lines here. Fortunately, Solo has used his disruption. Very long cooldown at level 1, but is it going to make a difference? The right clicks are going to be there. Problems has the power shot as well. Can get this kill if he wants to, and there it is. The power shot comes through. Mira will be the first blood for the Wind Ranger.
Yeah. We always said that, you know, top lane's gonna be difficult. You throw a first blood onto a Windrunner and get some extra XP. Could be the small factors that come into play to giving life to this game for Cyber Geese.
Absolutely. Nice little power shot there from Problems as well to secure the range creep, so already starting things up quite nicely. Giving us some hope as down on the bottom side. Immediate aggression coming out onto Solo. He's only used the self-disruption, but Mira just keeps on clicking him. Will not give up the chase.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Kills potential in pretty much every lane here, except maybe mid, but you never know. We've seen crazier things happen than a solo kill in the middle lane, especially when Kiyotaka's involved.
They're doing that thing where you talk about kills in any lane, and then we're going to bait observers to look elsewhere and then miss the kill.
That's the plan.
My man.
In the laning phase of Dota, I have one goal, and that is to make Patrick miss kills.
Yes.
And then pretend it's an accident afterwards.
Yeah, no, I like. Oh, I mean, you've admitted it now, but lucky. Enjoying the laning phase whilst everyone's sitting creeps. I have a confession. I had a dream last night that as casters, we have the ability to use team scans. So that I accidentally just kept misclicking Aurora's scan and griefing them. I woke
That'd
up
be
in,
one
in a
way
hot
for them
sweat,
to
like,
lose.
yeah, I was like, oh god, what did I do?
That's funny because the other day I accidentally pinged in game, and like that's something I just never do. So there's no real reason for us to ping. And I was like, what if there's just one day that breaks, and then I ping, and then everybody's like, oh no, what's happened? Why is there a grey ping on the map? And we then have to have a full investigation. But always in the back of my mind.
Yeah, ever since
There has been that in the past.
Yeah.
Oh no, the bug wasn't the players could see it, but there was a bug where if you pinged something, every other caster could see it.
Yes, there was.
I'm not gonna name names, but
yeah,
particular region never ever stopped. Everybody used to tell them, they'd tell them in person, guys, we can all see your pings, please stop doing it. But yeah, sure. And then next game,
kept going.
more pings.
Kiyotaka is doing it incredibly well in the mid lane. 19 for 1 on the park to the tiny 15-3. Normally with a tiny, any melee hero often is able to muscle up into the puck and kind of get just the additional denies and annoy just a little bit. But yeah, Kiyotaka not phased by the matchup at all.
Yeah, and Fortify even coming out here to force Chira Jr. to waste all of his spells and then have to wait now and just trying to pull some waves. It's not looking too clean here from Chira Jr.
Yeah, and we were worried about the Pango lane, and it's not actually a problem at all, right?
No.
Pangolin sitting at
Looking
20
great.
CS 6 to 9s. Yeah, he's doing really good. I think maybe something that we overlooked during the draft was the fact that the Nature's Prophet doesn't apply kill threat in lane. It's like sustain and kind of chip damage. So then you don't have this like 1++ combination, 1+1 combination, right? It's like CM plus Ursa. You root, you get kill. A Witch Doctor, you coconut, you get kill, right? Like it's. I just listed 2 pretty dead heroes in the patch, but you get the point. And because of that, Pango actually thriving.
Yeah, they can both break out of this the sprout very easily as well. So not too helpful for Nightfall. He's just going to focus on the farm. It's a TP down to the bottom side here. Panto getting on top of Solo. Yeah, he's a goner, but
He gets a kill first.
All right. Hashtag value. Lovely
2
stuff.
points in Disseminate. He's just, you hit me, I hit you. That was, yeah, really good damage.
Yeah, you're absolutely not sad about that if you're Solo or pretty much anybody on the side of Cyber Geese. You're fine with how that goes down. More space for Nonist as well to keep on putting pressure onto the Ursa.
Kind of open Shadow Demon now. Maybe not after this part, but all the other parts.
Yeah, just come run back to lane. Almost immediately die again. Blood Grenade connects, but he's got the tango going, so he will be okay.
As soon as I want to play, I'm like, okay,
never mind.
hold up. Of course, this is why we see Tusk always kind of in meta, right? 1 shard on a support, you pair it with any kill threat. Here's plenty of damages. He instantly get the spells up. Go to tier 2000, disrupt to disjoint the aggression of the Starbreaker of Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, still a stick and a Fairy Fire available from tier 2000, so he's not too worried about what Aurora doing into him right here.
6-minute rule.
Will still die without the disruption, but of course, Kiyotaka is winning middle lane, therefore he gets the illusion rune as well. I think the game should detect who's ever's lowest net worth, and the rune should just spawn on whatever side they're on.
Maybe that could be like the Oracle feature, where it's like you get to see the rune, but you get to choose where the rune should go.
You should choose which side, which rune you get.
So it's not about
there should be like 3 different heroes, each with like a different part of that facet. Like one gets to decide which side it spawns, one gets to decide what rune it is, and then
God,
you just pick them all, and your mid lane is just like, oh yeah, they still lose
I still
somehow.
don't get them.
Yeah,
still complaining.
Guys, yeah, Puck has a DD.
Unlucky. Well, I told you it was bottom, but whatever. Yeah, Pango's actually just crushing top. It's yeah, really, really good to see.
Oh, absolutely happy to be wrong about how this lane's kind of gone down. Yeah, of course, you still have that global potential of Panto to kind of bleed through onto the other lanes, create some success over there. But overall, there's only really one lane which isn't going that fantastically for anybody, and it's actually Toronto Tokyo down in the bottom lane on the Dawnbreaker. Of course, not his like signature hero. Nightfall kind of plays the more kind of notable Dawnbreaker on carry, but kind of forced into it due to the flex and not having the greatest time. As Nightfall going for solo here, but taking quite a lot of damage in the process. But we'll be able to get on top of the solo. But notice coming in, bringing down Nightfall. One more click will be required from the Pangolier, or Problems could just do it with a bunch of arrows in his head instead. Down he goes. Solo still alive here, baiting them in really, really deep as Kiyotaka arrives. Kiyotaka, though, doesn't have the mana at the moment. Gonna try and wand up, get the stick out as well, and get the orb across over to the side, just looking to escape. Chiro Jr. won't be able to find anybody else here. Trying to run down Mira, but Mira just a little bit too quick, also with the brown brutes. So, ooh, good deny on that DD from Problems as well. That is definitely making sure they don't have problems in the future. And now, maybe looking for the kill. Ava, toss, Mira will die. Well, that is one way to get yourself back into the lane on the Tiny, back into the game as well.
Oh, it's just a really weird go from Aurora, right? Like, you see the Shadow Demon, you don't connect with the Earth Shock, and then you continue to chase. It felt like if the Pucker TP'd in first to assist with the gank, it'd make sense. You'd call them near the tower, you'd get the damage off. But the fact that Kiyotaka joined extremely late to that engagement, it felt really, really good for the Cyber Geese. And that entire time, Tier 2000 was just hitting creeps in the bot lane, not complaining at all. And yeah, Tiny, kind of on the way to Blink Dagger, right? But he's happy to join any of the early fights. Diving bottom though, do they have any TPs to help out? Tiny does have the TP, no Sunder available on the Terrorblade. As we get one creep away.
Awkward, but just running away. Snowball's going to come through. Mira, does he have anything else? He doesn't, but the Dawnbreaker ulti cancelled out. T8000 still alive. Thunder, level 6, he's living. Oh my goodness, kills off the task, hits a level 6, immediate level Sunder into Toronto Tokyo. And they will not be killing this Terrorblade today. Holy, what a timing. And so heads up for TA2000 as well. As noticed up in the top side. I think he's fine.
I think he's fine, yeah, I agree. Solo just waddling in once more.
And so it's kind of going to get jumped here. Power Shot goes a little awry, but Solo's on the case anyway. And Nightfall is, yeah, he's got no spells left. This Ursa is just dead on your screens, guys.
He had 12 Fury swipes. An extra 348 damage per hit, but he just can't hit.
That is funny. How much base damage the Ursa have? So he's got like 70 base damage on top of that as well. So would have done just around, 410 damage per hit, casual.
There you go. The fact that the Starbreaker doesn't connect for Toronto Tokyo, he actually misses the Starbreaker, and then the Tiny comes in with the Avalanche, and one
great
drop of damage, one anything. But you kill Tusk, you get XP, you get level 6. Even the creep on the right hand side, it was seconds away from the creep dying that also would have given the Terrorblade 6. But yeah, Aurora, it feels like they're on like a slippery slope, and when they see a hero, they commit with no stop button. They are just running at them. Top lane, they then die. Bot lane, they then die. And Cyber Geese, they are just punishing all of this. We were hyping up the draft of Aurora to being this like ever farming, counter playing lineup, but they don't care about the counterplay. They want to be the aggressors, and it is not helping them at all. Toss back onto mid.
It's one of these situations where I really, really like being wrong here. Like I was so sure that these lanes were just going to get completely stomped on the side of Cyber Geese, but yeah, absolutely, just proving me wrong. Obviously, a little bit of bias there because I mean it's Aurora. They should be the better team, but right now Cyber Geese looking absolutely excellent in this early game. Full credit to them. They are punching up.
But even with the Pango having a good lane, I kind of expected the Puck to go in, like, remind Notice, like, hey man, I'm a Puck, you're a Pango, you die when I turn up. But they weren't clean on that rotation. They waited 4 or 5 seconds for him to rotate in, and then they keep trying to kill the bottom And it's like, if Toronto Tokyo hits the stun, TB's dead. There is no turnaround. The TB's just gone, right? It's poor TPs, really close attempts of kill, but spells not connecting. Aurora, in a different, if you were to repeat this game as Chirijun, it does get deleted. Like, I feel like if you were to replay this game again, we probably would see Aurora with a lead because they would have a clean rotation. They wouldn't miss the spells, right? Like, but of course that doesn't matter. That is these events aren't happening. CyberGeese are punishing all of the mistakes that Aurora are making in the early game. Yeah, notice has the defusal blade so early. 12 minutes offlane
for an offlane Pango.
defusal. Yeah, he's
crazy.
You put one swash into an Ursa and he's now having to choose between like Earthshock or an Empower.
Yeah, not enough to do my spells.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Nightfall just gonna hit the jungle, try to recover his game a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Never counting out Nightfall, of course. He's a ridiculously consistent carry player, but will be a little bit dormant. The bear is going to hibernate through this tough early mid. It's tier 2000 rotating across, taking this tower, but going back to bottom lane. It's always interesting to see carries after they come and rotate for this tower, whether they stay up top or whether they come back down to bottom. What do you think the reason is for making that decision? What factors go into that decision?
Let's see if he does.
Nightfall does pop the Enrage, but he's got so many spells on him right now. And of course, Solo there with the Demonic Purge as well. Snowball gonna buy him a bit of time. And they are running out of resources on the side of CyberGeese. They've lost Chirijun. Yeah, Problem's also gonna get mauled by the Ursa. Nightfall surely will die, but he takes down 2, 3, maybe even 4 with him. Notice also gonna be dropping. He's got no way out. He's dead as well. Wow. I mean, they do take down the bear, but that is a huge trade for Aurora.
Yeah, and I guess to answer your question, it's because with this lineup, Dawnbreaker wants to play away from the aggression. Therefore, you need Ursa to kind of soak up the fight. Sure, he doesn't really use Soul Guardian in that engagement, but I believe it might have been on cooldown. But yeah, you can't just ruin your entire map state just to give your carry a little bit more farm, because then everyone else will have a really bad game, right? Throwing Dawnbreaker up there, he dies, now you don't have to counterplay. And yeah, it wasn't cooldown, as we just been double checking the replay, and yeah. This is what we expected from Aurora though. When we see this lineup, it is baiting CyberGeese into a fight. You're underneath your tier 2, you have the tier 2 aura, the Tusk save, the coil to contain that aggression, and they don't kill Nightfall at all. It takes them so long, and they eventually get the kill, but at the expense of 4 heroes, Aurora. They kind of wish this was the every single fight that we'd seen so far in the game, but it took them 2 or 3 skirmishes to get to that level of execution. And
now pressure again coming out onto Problems. Problems won't be getting away from this one, I don't believe it though. Solo is nearby with that disruption, and they've taken down Mirror in the front line, so it's trader supports right now. Can they catch Kiyotaka? Swashbuckle going to be off the mark, which means he's got plenty of mana to keep on using. Solo gets thrown over, but he's in this sneaky little pot in the trees, and all 4 heroes pinging out that spot. They knew exactly where he was, but they just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, they also just didn't have the stuns. The disruption was on cooldown, so even if they were to see the puck, they would have been able to disengage.
The alley-oop, you know, dunking Solo over to get him to use the disruption would have been super cool, but
yeah, that would have been everything you want to see. Okay, Solo starting onto the Dawnbreaker in the book.
Aggressive, yeah. Mira, Panto, both going to turn up, of course, to respond to this one, but Solo walking away from it, and they will kill off Mira, and Toronto Tokyo going to die here as well. So a nice couple of kills from the side of the CyberGeese, as well, Problems takes a ton of damage chasing him down with a chipped vest and the blade mail, but still going to be an easy pick off in the end. So sports don't really matter. They know there's no puck, they know there's no coil. Make aggression whilst those abilities are on cooldown. Absolutely the right call here from CyberGeese.
And CyberGeese are doing the critical thing. Do not go near Kiyotaka, right? The second pick puck in the draft, 8.6k net worth. If you go anywhere near him, you're probably gonna die, especially as he has a bottled arcane rune. Like, he wants to fight you.
Yeah.
So CyberGeese, they're gonna have to dance around this map. They're gonna have to try and find different kills in the hope of just dodging him. And at some point, they will need to try and answer this problem. But for now, Try and keep feeding off of the Dawnbreakers, the Tusks, the Prophets. So it will only get harder. BKB is the item that Toronto Tokyo is looking to buy. He understands that killing him first is a pretty good way to enter the fight on side of Goose. So he wants to be as tanky as possible, as quick as possible.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Playing behind the turret.
2000 getting jumped up on the top side. Immediate coil with the Dawnaughty coming in over the top as well. Snowball going to miss though. Excellent disruption. Solo, he is always there. He's a step ahead of the game. And TA2000 will cut down Mira. And now looking for a target to get off that Sunder, but he's got to be careful. The silence is going to be there. He's running away. He's running away, but he's dead. Panto catches him out. The Sprout comes down and they'll kill off the Terrorblade. Problems meanwhile chasing Panto, but Solo getting killed off by Kiyotaka. And Problems is kind of having issues here with getting the kill as, oh, okay. Chira Jr. gets the Blink Dagger, gets the kill and takes him down. Panto will not be escaping either. And just like last time, you kill the carry, it costs you 4 heroes. This time in the other direction, Aurora, they kill the carry, and it costs them 4 heroes.
But the tip from Toronto Tokyo as well is like, he sees like his puck is like, you know what, puck, you're popping off, King. You do you. You're getting double killed. He tips him. 2 seconds later, avalanche, toss, power shot, swashbuckle. Oh shit, the puck's dead. The tip really went south, but yeah, for the start of that fight for Aurora, they coil up the Terrorblade. Solo, excellent positioning with that disruption, fully disjoints the fight. They'd already committed to the engagement, like, yeah, snowballing in. So the Tusk of Dawn, they're instantly dead. And Kiyotaka, with the Arcane Rain blinking around the fight, he does get to clean up a couple kills with the assistance of Panto. But yeah, the fact that under this this puck pressure, the Tiny identifies, wait a second, we can kill the puck, and they all very quickly turn. Like, in a single tiny blink, every hero on Cyber Goose just did like a 180. It's like, wait, we have a spell, let's just throw it onto the Tiny. So really good communication there. But yeah, Kiyotaka,
revenge here.
When he isn't perfectly chained down by nearly every hero on Cyber Goose, he is just running wild in this game.
He's having a wonderful time, yeah. And but yeah, I love what you said there, because I picked up on that too on the replay with both the Pangolier and the Tiny. Like, they could have so easily gone for the Prophet, and like, what a juicy easy kill onto Panto they could have gone for. But they see the slightly more difficult but also very possible play to kill off the puck instead, and they take that opportunity. Both of them on the same page. This is what I was saying before, Cyber Goose. They are always on the same page, except when they're not.
Great statement.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah. They win when they don't lose.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
They have been more on the same page than any other team in these qualifiers except Aurora. How about that?
Sure.
Oh, cool.
I mean, that's also quite a meme statement, because, you know, they are in the grand finals, so makes sense. I was trying to double check actually for Solo's international history, because you'd expect him to have a very seasoned TI.
Yeah, I expect like maybe 4 TIs under his belt, maybe 3.
Yeah, just when I double checked it, I kind of didn't realize like how starved his TIs have been recently, right? Like, he was at TI 12 with 9 Pandas. Then before that, he then was at TI 9. And then before that, it was TI 8. And so, yeah, and then TI 7. So it's like he's, since TI 9, it's only been one other TI.
Radiant's top tower is under
It
attack.
really has been him chasing the hope of getting back to the former glory. Small
Yeah,
little
well,
segue there.
qualifying would mean a hell of a lot here, but of course,
Is under attack.
against Aurora, it has a tough enemy to beat. Roshan goes down. Cyber Goose will be grabbing this one. Aegis into the hands of the Pangolier now. Last time we had Cyber Goose with an Aegis on a Pangolier. Didn't look too great, but let's see if they can make some improvements from last time. Mira has been caught out a little bit, completely ditched by Kiyotaka here, as makes sense, because a whole bunch of heroes coming back to deal with him. They'll lose Mira once again.
Yeah, we'll see what Cyber Geese can do with the Aegis this time around. In game 1, it kind of hurt more than it helped in Panto. Let's get his TP cancelled and he's dying for placing a ward. There's 2 sentries available in the Windrunner. Instantly throws it down. Of course, that is one of the specialties of a Nature's Prophet, the support role. Use your teleportation, get that deep ward, and then smoke on it later. So really good there from Cyber Geese to punish that. No glimmer on the Tiny. Already used the coil very early on.
Oh, it's a good catch onto the Shadow Demon as well. It's exactly who you want to be taking out there. He still had the disruption through the whole thing. Wanted to save it, but now Chira Jr. is being beaten down by the Ursa. Does get the kill, and Tiny is dead. Oh dear. Not the play they're looking for. Losing 2 in the middle lane, and the Pangolier looking to back out as well. Does get out.
I mean, the role looked pretty good. He was hitting multiple heroes, but yeah, as I looked at the minimap, of course, tier 2000 with a Metamorphosis on cooldown, he doesn't want to join the fight, and Windrunner was still kind of connecting from the bottom Prophet kill. So there aren't any heroes, like to kill the Prophet deep on your side of the map, whilst also playing up in the mid tier 2, a central area of the map, which is really easy to gank here. Cyber Geese, every time they get a small lead, it feels like they're just too greedy. They're trying to do too much on the map. I'm going to say it again, but they have to respect the puck. At the moment, it really doesn't seem to be that they're giving too much respect to the hero. They keep kind of running around as if there isn't a coil and a 14,000 net worth hero in the game.
Yeah, a little bit. Need to have some plans to do with Kiyotaka in the near future. And right now, doesn't really appear to be any. There's no Orchids coming out. There's no Hexes on the horizon. Only person who's looking to deal with this problem is Problems. Who's going for the Hex themselves, but on the support Wind Ranger, that's going to be very, very far away, so don't expect that anytime soon.
Yeah, one way to deal with him is just to get tanky enough that you can't just stand your ground during the coil. Force the puck to feel like every bit of control he applies is not connecting on a kill. T2000, once he gets the butterfly, just hug him. That could be the answer. They are smoked up again. Aurora. It feels like they're yet in the series to really fall victim to the 5-man smoke of Cyber Geese. Always dodging it, always reading it. T2000 now hits into mid tier 2. Doesn't have the butterfly yet. Still waiting for the last couple of components.
Yeah, it's again quite a good call here to honestly go for this tier 2 tower. You wouldn't expect it being so close to the butterfly, but not quite having it done yet. And yet, Aurora, they're just not anywhere else right now. They are not on the map. Nightfall getting jumped by Problems. Looking to bring down Nightfall,
the classic.
It's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Had it ready, we'll use it. Maybe not how you want to be using your 9-second BKB, but you know, you get to live, you get to shove out this wave pretty deep. A little bit of damage on the tower as well. And by that I mean really a tiny amount of damage on the tower, but it's a start.
Okay, so 1 BKB equals 71 damage on the tower. So
it's a lot of BKB charges.
Yeah, so if we now take that, 2500 divided by 71, that's 35 BKB charges from Nightfall to take the bottom tier 2. Of course, that's on a 95-second cooldown. So that's 3,345 seconds to kill the bottom tier 2, divided by 6 to get the minutes. So in 55 minutes, he will take the bottom tier 2 with his current game plan.
Good stuff, but then the BKB charges go down from 9 seconds, so one would assume the... actually, well, no, he didn't. He wasn't using BKB to hit the towers.
No, he just using BKB.
Tracks.
Yeah,
the math
exactly.
is correct.
The math, yeah. So, again, guys, if this game can last long enough, he may be successful.
Patrick, can we click on Wind Ranger for a minute here? Very important stuff. Yeah, Focus Fire is on cooldown, guys. What do we think they used it on? Oh, well, she's dead.
His own device.
Yeah. What do we think she used Focus Fire on, guys? Asking everybody here. Any guesses? Any ideas? It was a treant.
Oh, hate the guy.
Singular tiny treant. Ironwood trees. I think it was PTSD from Ironwood trees.
Yeah.
I think it was to kill it before the rune spawned. And yeah. And that is interesting, isn't it? Tier 3 mana draft.
It's a really, really good
Radiant's top
item.
tower is under attack.
Being able to maintain mana and your aggression throughout the map is good compared to, like, if you don't get Shiv on a core, why not keep your mana? Continue playing active. I'm not opposed to it. Aurora, they're smoked up. Once the Parasma has been completed on the puck, just for some time. Just haven't mentioned it. And the MKB is on the horizon for the Ursa. It's really kind of slowed down. But that is with anticipation that Roshan is going to be the big objective that both teams will be vying for in the future. Of course, Pangolier had the Aegis recently. So in a minute 44, that's when the respawn window can return. And Butterfly available for the Terrorblade. Like, if they want to fight on Cyber Geese, it needs to be this window where Terrorblade has Butterfly and there isn't the MKB in the Ursa. That is a 200 gold window.
Short window indeed, yeah. Well, at the very least, they'll kill off a Nature's Prophet, but not going to get a whole lot more than that. But tier 2000 now knocking on the front door. Anybody home? Damage coming out onto these towers. And that's going to be the tier 3 gone. Ursa coming back. Monkey King Bar delivered.
Has the MKB, yep.
It is seen though. They do see it. They do respect it. They do back themselves away. So, Cyber Geese. You know, they had a really tiny window. In all fairness, they did a lot inside of that window. Broke the high ground. Got a tier 3 tower. You know, now if they want to go for the throne at any point, they can go straight onto the tier 4s.
Yeah.
I know, gotta be optimistic about these things.
Yeah, the 35-minute throne attempt. Anticipating. They fight for the next Roshan and get the Aegis. Oh my god, Cyber Geese, they're doing it. They've taken the throne with no ranks.
A flash forward. A teaser of what's to come.
Yeah.
Next season.
Foreshadowing. Yeah. Don't leak the script. I can't make that joke with Solo, I guess. Anyway, moving on.
29 minutes in, and a very, very even game here between these two teams. Again, Cyber Geese. Oh, Coil used at mid. No Coil. I mean, that's tempting. I'm more than tempted about this.
It is only on cooldown for a minute, right? Metamorphosis also on cooldown. Like, by the time the meta comes up, you've got like a 8-second window of or 10-second window of no coil.
Sounds good to me.
We keep playing for these marginal
windows. We like these windows.
Yeah, great
20
windows.
seconds
Love them.
and 10 seconds. It's all they need.
Yeah.
It's a reason why Cyber Geese are in these grand finals is because they've been taking advantage of these 10-second windows.
God, I do love the blind statements that no one can actually back up unless they watch every game perfectly. Oh, I mean, it's kind of hard what casting is.
Don't let them know.
Don't shush me.
Roshan respawning. Nightfall. Oh, look, he's immediately here. Just kidding. Jumping past it. Blink away. He knows that there's a lot of heroes missing right now. There's the Cyber Geese smoked up, looking to find some action around the Roshan pit. And, well, they'll be finding themselves a little walrus here. Time to go clubbing. They will be able to take him down, cancelling out the blink with a well-timed power shot. Mira will die. Did it commit the demonic purge there, which felt a little bit heavy-handed from Solo, but that's all right.
Rolling onto the puck.
Yeah, this is good.
Another
They've got to
stun.
call it out. The combo, the toss, it's going to be there, and it's going to be good. Kiyotaka gonna die deep into the bottom lane. The buyback comes out from Mira, but without your puck, I'm not sure he's contesting this Roshan, and I don't think he fancies buying back for it. The little Tring going to come in, reveal what's going on here, but as if anyone was in any doubt.
What flawless lockdown on that puck.
They're coming.
That is a gem they gave away, but they're going to try and take the fight here. Meta is available. Puck has buyback.
Is he looking for a steal or is he looking for a tie? He's looking for Solo and he's going to find him. See you later, buddy. Jiro Jr. also forced to BKB and get away from Nightfall, but Nightfall BKB looking pretty low here, but in the front lines, notice it's already gone. There will not be a Pangolier unless he buys back, which he does. Trying to jump away. Tier 2000. Very low goes the Sunder, doesn't find it. He's gone as well. Aurora, they come back. They take the fight and they will kill off the Terrorblade. and potentially secure themselves. Roshan here, there is nothing they can do now on the side of the Cyber Geese. In fact, Chira Jr. has been found by Mira as well. Mira may have died, but it doesn't matter. He's going to come back and claim vengeance upon the Cyber Goose team. Look at that damage coming out. The Ursa, the Puck, able to just do so much in that engagement.
That is the effect of the Kiyotaka on your team, right? Like, sure, you eventually get the kill on him, but then you go to Roshan, you're playing on a daytime Roshan at the bottom pit next to the Dire outpost. So Kiyotaka holds his buyback, waits to see the fight develop, and as soon as it looks good, he jumps back into the fight, and there is no fight construct, a really available fight Cybergoose, right? Pango's by himself on the high ground. You've already lost your Shadow Demon. There's a multi-hero core on the Winter and the Terrorblade. No Sunder to turn it around. Like, I think Cybergeese, they're anticipating no buyback available. Like, that play is exceptional if Kiyotaka cannot instantly get back into the fight. But because they are so hungry and excited at the prospect of they finally killed Kiyotaka, the thorn in their side, it kind of diluted their comms, diluted their perspective on the engagement. In Aurora, they understand exactly what's happening. It's like, guys, this is really bad for them. And yeah, that Roshan, it was going to be, whoever takes that Roshan should have kind of the commanding position for the next, 5 to 10 minutes of the game. But
and to be blunt, Solo knows that he fucked up there. Like, you need to be really careful on this Shadow Demon because, again, like, a Glimmer Cape at this point in the game is not really going to save you from an Ursa. Ursa, all he wants to do is kill off Solo, and yeah, he gets the jump, he gets a kill, he gets a catch. Solo doesn't get to play the fight. He loses the ability to kind of...
Yeah. I'd preferred if Cybergeese, after getting the puck kill, you move towards Roshan, start kind of chipping down the HP, but don't overcommit. Like, don't use meta, don't like overwhelm the objective, which then forces Aurora to want to commit. And then once you see the fight kind of looking to be good, like, you can test, does the puck buy back, right? Like, they didn't play it slow, they didn't play it disciplined. Someone on the team got a little bit too chaotic, and everyone just kind of followed in without really kind of understanding what the repercussions of that fight could have been.
Dire are scanning.
Again, in the moment, like I said, the way that Kiyotaka plays, you feel like killing him once in a game often is like the, finally, we can breathe, but he really does hold opponents, just kind of choking them out with how annoyingly aggressive he is.
Yeah.
Nope, Solo's dead.
He is indeed. Really not having a nice time against Nightfall here. Nightfall definitely has his number, and he is on speed dial at this point.
Yeah, and the gem was reclaimed. That was one of the positives of the park kickoff. Take the gem, deward the map, control the vision, don't enable the jumps, and he goes and grabs the Pango, and Dawn makes profit, very quickly jumping in.
Jesus, swinging this game. I mean, you're playing against Nature's Prophet, you're playing against Dawn, you're playing against Puck. You always know that when you're behind, you're going to be hunted anywhere you're at. And that's exactly what Aurora are doing. Making it feel like they just cannot breathe.
Just look at the graph, it's so sad as well, because it's like, graph's going up, you kill Puck, life's great.
Yeah.
Death.
Get yourself a nice easy rush. Oh, never mind.
No.
It turns around, but there's a BKB and a Nightfall for Mira, so that is going to be not a kill. Goodness. I mean, that's a carry hero that's just disappearing, a mid hero at least, disappearing in a blink of an eye. 1,400 physical damage from the Ursa.
For our podcast listeners, the Tiny is mid lane.
Yes. Level 25 on the Ursa, 35 minutes into the game. Level 25 on the Ursa, on the Puck as well. Yeah, that's just... This is getting unplayable so quickly as well.
Yeah, you click your fingers and Aurora just pretty much win the game. That's happened in game 1, it's happening in game 2. Feels like you need to play a flawless game against them.
He's just not allowed to do anything. Tips coming out for Kiyotaka here as well, like absolutely. What do you do? How do you answer this? Like what's the response? You rock up on this, you're gonna get coiled. It's a BKB penetrating coil with an Ursa with 1 billion overpowers on you. Like TA 2000 needs to do something phenomenal in this fight. They're gonna be doing it with at least 2 barracks down. Here we go. Rolling Thunder coming out. Notice going to start this fight by trying to lock down Nightfall. Nightfall gets off the BKB. They're just going to try and look for the reset here on Aurora. They don't fancy playing into this sort of disadvantage. Notice still getting himself out. Kiyotaka, nice orb away. We'll be fine.
A loss so small, the world will hardly notice.
I like how closely Patrick was keeping an eye on that Aegis there. Just worrying that Kiyotaka was going to overplay his hand, and could have been a way back in, but no.
At this point for Aurora, it is just reset. They do have a very simple choice. It's play very, very defensive, wait for next Roshan, or continue riding this momentum that you have. You are 23,000 gold up. You probably can take bottom tier to, you know, very slowly siege the bottom objective, maybe force out any spells, but with the meta on cooldown for 66 seconds, they might just try and secure the mega creeps in this brief window of time that they have. Yeah, it's all for Aurora now.
Yeah, and so little vision on the map as well from this gen. Kiyotaka, they just completely blinded the Cyber Geese. Can't see a thing.
Look at him.
Jesus, Kiyotaka. These orbs, you just never know if he's actually going to appear on them, and most of the time he is. He's trying to phase shift off, and once again just dukes them all out. Toronto Tokyo is kind of been baited by this as well, though, as he goes in solo, dead again, cannot stay alive. Caught by the Ursa. Mira getting kind of low here, but he's going to be able to get out absolutely fine. Meta on cooldown for 15 seconds here. It's a very small window. They will be back up for the big fight, so at the very least we'll get to see TA2000 trying to defend it at full strength. But yeah, it does look like Aurora wanting to force this one out. And here we go. Coil comes out from Kiyotaka. Takes a little bit of damage for it, but whoa. TA2000 just snaps the coil and dies. Oh no, that's a very, very anticlimactic way to end this game. But in fairness, that's kind of this game in a nutshell. Everything was so even. One poor Roche fight, and everything's just absolutely falling apart. Spaghetti is out of the fanny pack. It is not looking good here in game number 2.
Come the carry of the game, then I want to give them a good shot. So yeah, they have to make sure that, sure, their identity is changing from game to game, but this time around, tier 2000, everything is on you. If your team wins this game, it's because you are the Medusa that has done it all. And Solo trying to break Kiyotaka psychologically before the start of this game, going for a tip onto him. Of course, Kiyotaka then responds with a sad face. So now he's sad in the lane.
And then the voice line of Silence Fool. It's
yes.
very toxic. I'm gonna try
when
and
you're
silence
2-0
him
down in
this
the grand
game.
finals,
Well,
you'll
he's
do
playing
anything.
silencer as well, so he's saying like, you know, I'm gonna silence you, bro. I'm gonna catch you out, Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka doesn't like that too much.
Yeah, fast forward 20 minutes, BKB on Storm Spirit, Solo's dead 7 times. No more voice lines. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, if last game's anything to go by, Solo's got to play this so much better when it comes to positioning and not getting caught out. We know that he's great at getting off his spells when he's in position to do it, but Aurora just are not letting him live to be able to do that. Tier 2000 smoke's going to be popped, so he's going to know that Aurora are in the neighborhood. Again, this is the purpose of these early smokes. Nightfall chased away by Noticed as well. Do you have any concerns about Noticed up in the top lane on the Terror Blade? You know, off lane TB playing up into the Doom, most likely the AA as well.
Yeah, I think it depends on who gets level 2 first and how they want to approach it. Like a Terrorblade where he's got the wave close to his tower, he's just hitting creeps, he's gonna be fine. But if he's playing close to the Dire Tower and there's Infernal Blades on him with Scorched Earth plus Chilling Touch, so like, there is a lot of kill threat being a fragile agility hero. In the current minute, no. Fast forward 2 to 3 minutes, depending on lane position, then yes, there could be some problems. Already problems goes for the block on the small camp. So they are trying to set up the lane in a position where the Terrorblade doesn't die. Also grabs the wave as well. So we'll be connecting that around
Yep.
to ensure Terrorblade is as close to his tower as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is kind of like why in the past like year or so we've been seeing these kind of unconventional offlaners. We've had Terrorblade, we've had Medusa. I mean, Medusa's a little different because you can actually survive most lanes, but this idea that like you don't really need to play the lane anymore. Safe lanes can be so strong. You just kind of say, whatever. Support's just going to pull every single wave around. It's not a new thing. It's been around for ages, but it does allow you a lot of freedom in what you pick up in the off lane.
Also helps that Terrorblade in the prep matchup with Reflection is also pretty strong. But
Yeah, he's got a very, very strong ability in that regard.
yeah. Ooh, Mira trying to go for the kill on solo. Two sticks
they're just
available.
kind of standing here hitting each other. Mira gets the first blood. That's definitely a voice line right there. It's kind of like that full arc of like, you know, this same thing happens in Herald and this same thing happens at the very highest level of Dota as well. You know, in the middle, people are overthinking it, you know, running away, changing their minds.
Ooh, Problems nearly got cold feeted in the top lane. Is that connected? But one more chilling touch. He's trying to just hide behind a branch and another branch. He just ate them both.
Panto just eats his way through to a kill.
Uses the fairy
Nice
fire to
idea.
live, and then he will deny to the neutral creeps. Nice.
Yeah, timed it well as well to make sure that Problems doesn't get credited for that kill either.
Well, it's a neutral creep, so he would never.
True. Not a tower.
Not correct.
At the moment, things, I mean, it's just kind of supports dying across the map, and that's it, really. Toronto Tokyo does get kind of low down on the bottom side as he gets caught out by the snake and the harassment. It's heavy damage coming out from these two, honestly, in the bottom side. Disruption will be there from Mira, and Toronto Tokyo will be okay. But again, just constant harassment, and there is a snake available here. Gotta be a little bit careful, but bounces to him immediately. That bounced off some creeps and some illusions, and Toronto Tokyo could have actually been in trouble, but even the 5-stick could have been a little bit scary.
4-minute warning coming up. Willow's trying to rotate the top, but Panther, he's following him. Hiding behind the tree, not allowing the realm to do the damage, and Kiyotaka's already set up bottom with a remnant to protect himself. So Panther being top, forcing the water room to be taken. Kiyotaka taking the bottom one. Shiro Jr. will be starved of a bottle refill.
It does feel like this has been the story of the series, is Chira not getting runes. Doesn't seem to like to move for them. Likes to just utilize the lane. Maybe his read on the mid matchup or something like that. Just loves creeps.
But will he
can
go
he
for
do?
the boots of travel again, or is that just a build he goes when he knows that he can only farm? In this game, when Doom hits 6, you can TP, get a kill, reset. When Brew hits 6, you get split. You can a bit harder on the Medusa, but you know, same logic could be applied before, of course, the global comes into play.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
wondering.
not opposed
Like,
to it. I actually kind of like it. If
it could be.
the item feels good.
He's not the only one doing it. It's been seen around a little bit. But yeah, it depends on the game. I don't quite understand at the moment why, in what situations you go for travels over other stuff. So yeah, you know, we'll learn a bit from this game. We'll see what, try to
Yeah, I
think
think
about
my
what his
current
reasoning
read
could be
is-
for it.
I think the boost of travel is when you know that buying a Witchblade, and if you can't get a kill, it is slightly more efficient to have more move speed, TP's back to base, and just kind of farm quicker with a boost of travel compared to the I want to be on the map and killing. I think it's kind of like my take on it. So if Kiyotaka thinks he can't get any early kills due to the silencer, then I'm kind of expecting it. But maybe the armor's quite nice so that you can survive the you know, the tree of a tiny or the right click of a Terrorblade.
Yeah, true. At the moment, Things pretty even across the board. Toronto Tokyo not having the greatest time down in the bottom lane, suffering a little bit from this constant snake spam, these constant silencer spells coming through as well, but he's not really suffering too much.
And from his build, it looks like he is just trying to go double bracer into straight radiance, actually triple bracer into then radiance. Yeah, he wants the radiance. He's going to be relaying that over to the Doom, and I just wouldn't be surprised if we do see a double radiance for a brief period of time, in which then Nightfall might even just change up the build slightly. But yeah, Brewmaster, he wants to make sure he's scaling him. Solo steps up to try and put some spells into the Brewmaster, and
yeah, Solo takes a whole chunk of damage for that one, and still doing so as out of mana now on Mira. Does get one more poison off, but Solo will be all right.
yeah, meanwhile the Willow and the Tiny smoking behind. The Brewmaster isn't 6 yet, so with the Wisdom Rune, if they can get there quick enough, but it feels like they're going to be late. Mira should be able to get this before Willow steps up the high ground.
Well, I'll just go for the kill instead. Mira does not have mana for disruption just yet. Stick wouldn't get him there either, so just kind of accepting his fate. So yeah, they don't steal the shrine, but they get a couple of kills in the process. Toronto Tokyo also going to be threatened here very lightly. I mean, they're not actually going for this play, but TP out from Chiro just to get back to his wave, catch this these creeps under the tower. Life will be good. Regen rune in the bottle for Chiro Jr. as well, so more than happy to just be spamming spells on each wave that comes as he comes across.
Okay, and yeah, Kiyotaka is going for the boots of travel. Again, I've already spoke to some decent length about why I like it. I think it is, again, pretty good this game. Play for the farm, see an opportunity, TP to side lane, look for a kill on Chiro Jr., setting himself up for the bot room. Mira is here, gets tossed, brambled, but the rune stop. Brewmaster is rotating over, he does have the 6.
Mira is going to lose his life, but can they get anything in response? Chiro Jr. getting chased, but he's surrounded by pandas. Kiyotaka's on him as well, and with the amplified damage, the Tiny will not be escaping this one. Tries to get over to the camp, but Kiyotaka takes him out with a right click. And problems also going to be thrown onto the log pile here by the looks of it. Cold Feet going to come through, not even needed. Kiyotaka brings him down. It's another double kill for the Storm Spirit. I mean, making that play that deep when there's a 6 on the Brewmaster, you don't know about the active rune, that's information you don't have. It's feeling a little bit rough.
There's not even like a ward to help them. The vision of Radiant right now, it's very, very deep. They've got one in between the kind of the mid and the top tier 2 tower, but you're not scouting out any rotations. So yeah, to make that move blind at nighttime was optimistic. That's Kiyotaka at the 9-minute mark. Now gets the recipe for his boots of travel. So his farm will just accelerate. We've not even had to mention Nightfall this entire game. He's just casually hitting creeps in the top lane, right? 4k net worth as well, maintaining his economy with the Medusa, looking towards the Midas.
Yeah, both carries very quiet games from them, exactly as they want it. Although, Tier 2000, nah. Mira was on him, but without the split, there's absolutely no pressure that can come out onto Medusa, and even with it, with Stone Gaze, it's a little tricky. Solo getting zipped up by Kiyotaka in the middle lane here, and well, he's going to have more than enough damage to bring down the silencer. Just trying to leech mid for a level 6, but ends up giving another kill the way of Kiyotaka, who, by the way, is now up to 6 galvanized stacks. These will start to add up. And just another way in which you're going to really start to suffer if you let Kiyotaka do whatever he wants in this game. Panto, so low here. So very low. Gets the bottle rune on Chiro Jr., but will not be getting the kill onto the Ancient Apparition.
What a great neutral item the Sister Shroud is.
Yeah.
Truly a wonderful thing. Against Willow, against Sven. Like any of these heroes that like locks in for that click, hates playing against it. When you go to half HP, have the evasion. Thanks for playing. Yeah, Kiyotaka, he is doing the build that we kind of joked about, the anti-solo, the anti-silencer build. It's just I buy boots of travel and BKB, and then please try and press global on me.
Yeah, see what happens. And man, he's going to be a long time coming with this level 6. Solo is currently level 4. He's not even level 5 at the 10-minute mark, so Level 6 feeling like a pipe dream at the moment. He'll get there eventually, of course, but
Look at it. He's tentatively, he's like creeping up to the mid lane. Like, am I allowed to hit this? I can't tell. It's like, ooh, ooh. Like every time he hits a creep, like he stutters back for a second. It's like, ooh, I'm sorry. Look at it. Ooh, please. Ooh, okay, run.
Come on, Cup, get out of there.
He is so afraid.
Yep, and I do not blame
for good
him.
reason.
No eyes on Kiyotaka at all, no. So they don't know what this Storm's up to right now. Each of these players
That's
playing
also-
with the fear.
Yeah. Another thing that we haven't highlighted due to the boots of travel, right? Like, you play so deep in the jungle, you never know where the Storm is. You never know what's his mana management looking like, what's he doing. Because when you buy other items, you kind of want to play slightly closer to lane, right? So, that in itself does put even more pressure on the map. Because not knowing information is a scary thing in Dota.
Yeah. Information.
Nightfall, smoked up with the Ancient Apparition. They both have their ultimates. Two of the, putting it bluntly, the most fuck you ultimates available in Dota 2, right?
Oh dear, Solo in the middle lane once again being jumped, but Kiyotaka says, nah, just kidding, bro. Just wanted to force you back, try and get this rune, but actually Chira Jr. is going to be the one to be able to grab this one, but Mira is there. Does he have a level 6? He doesn't, so the shield rune
Doom's
should come
coming
out
in.
from Chira Jr., which means that he is okay, although they're saying that there's a Doom on the sidelines here, and that might make the difference. Chira still holding off on that bottle. I'm a little confused. Where was the shield rune? Anyway, Doom now coming out. Okay, and Willow's going to die as well. Although Notice might come in and save the day. Yeah, he will. There you go, buddy. You can live through it.
What if he gets doomed, right? It does apply a basic dispel, so he was expecting to get doomed, hence why he didn't use it, but could have been a good option where like he presses the shield rune, forces the doom, calls the bluff of the doom, going, hey, you don't really want to do it onto me. So yeah, I think it would have been cool to press it just to force it out, but either
Agreed.
way, Nightfall still throws out the spell.
Because Mira did not have 6 during that fight, so there was no chance of the demonic purge. Jeez, I got so many dispels from side Aurora, actually.
Blade doesn't have Sunder, it's on cooldown, disrupt the dodge.
Yeah, Nightfall's just going to grab another kill. Okay. That's 3 kill involvements in the space of, actually only there for 2 of them, but Tier 2000 also going to just come sliding in from the tree line, gets himself the kill.
Okay, Nightfall has 2,000 gold. He's been active on the map, has the phase, has the Midas. His Brewmaster's buying Radiance. Will he go for the double Radiance? Will he just, devote himself? No, there it is. Thank you for answering my question, Nightfall. As soon as I say, will he go for it? He queues it up. And again, I don't think it's that bad. Both the heroes thrive with the farming speed and the fact that you do have the Devil's Bargain from the Doom. So it's not as if you're locked into this for the entire game. He can just sell it if required later down the line. So why not just farm up as Kiyotaka takes the Invis rune?
Yeah, wants that refill for sure. And to be clear, they're playing against both the Medusa and the TB. Both of them do not really like having that Radiance debuff upon them. Even if it's a little bit of an annoyance, it will pretty much always be on them, regardless of where you're in the fight. So even if they do have to take a few fights with double Radiance, I don't really think they care too much.
No, not at all. Medusa, she's farming well, 7.3k net worth, but a Medusa by herself farming against a Doom and a Storm who are farming ever so quickly. Like for this game to feel good for Cyber Goose, you kind of wanted your Medusa on top with like a 1,000 gold buffer to all the other heroes, and that is unrealistic, especially with the Midas and the Boots of Travel that we already mentioned. This farm efficiency of both of these heroes.
Invis is going to be seen though. Do they have the lockdown? They've got the Brambles coming out. Fear to follow. Bedlam's there. The damage is enough. They will take down Kiyotaka. Overconfident there with his Invis rune. Chira Jr. gets on him and kills him off.
Yeah. It's a really nice movement, especially because that ward that was on the high ground just expires. So as you see it there. So it's like if that ward had expired, they don't see the storm because they're on the low ground. They're not going to get the kill. They're going to waste their time, but Panto hiding behind the tree line, and then he does get seen. Really good. Wait, hold. Really good couple of kills there for Cyber Goose, and play behind the tiny, be as chaotic as possible. And as we said, that Medusa is overtaking the Doom and the Storm.
Yep.
I mentioned that she wants to have this buffer of gold, and we go quiet for a second, and she's getting up there. But Kiyotaka just zipped from tier 2 all the way into the mid lane. Oh no, not again!
He's back, baby! Let's go! Kiyotaka score! Oh man, if you can't handle him at his worst, you don't deserve him at his best. That is Kiyotaka in a nutshell. But Doom going to be dropped here onto Notice, and Nightfall not going to give it this chase too easily, and with no Sunder available, of course, under the effects of Doom, he will just be dropping. No save possible. Good little snipe there on the sidelines from Nightfall, just recognizing his target. Has low HP Paul, just stay on him a little bit, get a few ticks of the Radiance, and the guy will go down.
Yeah, Kiyotaka. So aggressive in nature. Like, he TPs to the tower, zips to the wave, and then Tiny's already there. Like, you understand we have global, right? Like,
he's respawned again.
on the creep wave.
Eyes on everybody. Let's go. Woo! Straight in. No global this time around. As he will be able to bring down Chira Jr. Chira Jr. though, still staying alive a little bit longer, but Panto will get that kill.
Yeah, Panto, he's missing a couple of these ice blasts, but luckily for him, it doesn't matter. They do have enough damage, and that is the constant nuisance of Kiyotaka, right? Like, he shows he dies, he shows he dies, he shows he kills. It's like, whatever. Like, it is just a relentless aggression. And critically, because the Brewmaster did go for the Radiance, he was kind of starved, right? Because, you know, he's 5k net worth, picks up the Radiance, continues farming. He's level 12. Like, he will 100% be a massive factor as we enter the mid game. You compare that to the Terrorblade, he's gonna have a pipe. It's gonna be annoying, right, to stop the Storm on the AA, but it's about taking the right fight at the right place. And Medusa still is in farm mode. She just completed the Maelstrom. She went for the Manta and the Maelstrom. She's gonna need a couple more items before she kind of rallies her team behind her. That is probably why she went for the Maelstrom, just to truly go for the kind of the quickest farming build. Manta for the illusions, Maelstrom for the just kind of the damage procs, bit of attack speed.
Yeah, it's not what Medusa's used to go for, but it's certainly become popular over the last few months. And a tier 2000 continuing to just farm aggressively. It's one way to put pressure on the enemy team as a carry without actually having to go and like try and kill people. Let's just farm their camps, be annoying, be up in their faces. But Nightfall about to walk up into this triangle. Gonna see TA 2000. Doom tries to get used here, but there's another disruption coming out from the Shadow Demon, and TA 2000 with that ulti might just be able to run out of those yet. They cannot land on the Doom. The stun comes out from Toronto Toko's Panda. They're still trying to run. Nightfall still trying to chase, but will not be able to close the gap onto the Medusa. So TA 2000 does get away. And they've used a lot for this. I mean, Split was used.
Oh, Toronto Toko, he's just...
Okay. Well, that happened.
That's a bit miss micro.
A little bit, yeah. Stayed on him a bit too long with the Earth Panda. Ended up just kind of giving his life away for no real reason there. Well, that's really good now for Cyber Goose.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, the free farm Brewmaster.
Both teams using spells probably favors Aurora, but yeah, no, if that happens, then absolutely feeling okay. Get to wait now, get next fight with the Silencer ulti, because that's really what it's all about.
They are 4-manning top. They've smoked for this as well. They really, really don't want Solo to get to the international.
No, they do not.
No, zip over the tree line.
And no one's going to come to help him. He's just gone.
But Nightfall smoke also breaks from the Terrorblade. Children, he's in the backline.
Yeah, they're going for this right now, but the Doom's going to come out onto the Terrorblade once again. He's going to try and stand his ground, throw out a couple of spells, but will most certainly be brought down. A double kill for Kiyotaka's problems. Also going to get coked up by Panto in the back here. TA 2000 enters the fight, looking for some enemies here, but not really finding any. They'll just have to leave, but I mean, Kiyotaka very aggressive with his BKB, wants to keep it going here. And Chira Jr. also going to get killed off, and even looking for more here. Kiyotaka just setting his team up for the +1 each and every time, and 1+1+1+1 is maybe going to equal 5 here, although saying that, they're getting a little low on the TA 2000. TA 2000 out of mana, will take down one, will take down two. And Toronto Tokyo's gone as well. Solo turns up to this fight. TP out from Kiyotaka. Maybe Aurora getting a little bit carried away with that one. Jesus, someone needs to pump the brakes on this team. I mean, my goodness.
The worst thing for that is for Cyber Goose, right? They're jumping onto the silencer, and then Terrorblade just kind of rocks up from the tree line, tanks the Doom. Willow's already kind of like, we're going to see the replay here, but I feel like for Cyber Goose, why not accept the fact that the silencer's dead?
Yeah.
Right? Like the Terrorblade, you see the Doom, you see everyone's positioned there. Tiny now jumping in, but Medusa just isn't there. If you look at the minimap, Medusa's actually walks to the mid lane, goes to farm it, then goes, you know what, I need to go to top TPs. So there's a really long window of time where the Medusa just isn't fighting. And sure, this fight is very different if Terrorblade tanks the Doom and Medusa's in the fight the entire time and Tiny's tossing heroes to the Medusa. Like, sure, we can talk about a competitive fight, but the disconnect on Cyber Goose in a game 3 where you're a game away from being eliminated, and this is the qualification game to get to the international. Like, I'm expecting just a little bit more cohesion from them. And Aurora, they're ready, they're playing together. We are seeing a global as we return to the game, but it's kind of a global to survive rather than a global to kill.
Yeah, Kiyotaka's going to keep on going. The Sunder comes out. Life number 2, pretty much. Achiro Jr. still getting bought low here as, well, problems going in deep here with the Bedlam, trying to deal some damage to Mira. Kiyotaka getting low on mana here. Disruption's going to come out from the sidelines. Is it going to be enough to keep Kiyotaka alive, though? Kiyotaka again going aggressively onto Notice and brings him down. Nightfall on top of Achiro Jr. also going to fall. Kiyotaka finally dies to solo, but Tier 2000 dead as well on the Medusa, trying to stand their ground here, and they just can't. 5 heroes dead on the side of the Cyber Geese. That is not how that one was supposed to go.
The Cyber Geese, they're not really playing on their timing, right? I didn't really catch how that fight started, but you've got Medusa, who's a point booster away from Agnums. You've got Tiny, who's 500 gold away from a BKB, and they're globaling to survive, and they see, oh, maybe we can reinitiate, and this is a reinitiation with a TB and a Tiny who are both half HP. Sure, now Medusa rocks up to fight again. Medusa, not at the start of the fight, turns up at the very end of it, and when your Brewmaster just splits in the backline, and it's, yeah, we're just witnessing a couple fights of Cyber Goose just not being on the same page, whilst Aurora, they are firing on all cylinders. You've got Shadow Demon kiting out the fight, you've got Storm just breaking apart the positioning. It really feels like a night and day difference between, just the caliber of team fight between these two teams at the moment. Cyber Goose, they're going to have a team talk mid game right now. They're going to have to try and just rally each other, lift each other up, and find a way to navigate this aggression from Aurora.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But they have the spells, though. They have the tools to be able to do it, and I've just mentioned how close they were to items. These items are now complete. Both the Agnums on the Medusa, the BKB on the Tiny. Global is back up. There is a chance that they can win a fight. But of course, need to bait the Doom, survive the Doom. Bait the Brew Split, survive the Brew Split. Then we can entertain a potential successful fight for Cyber Goose.
It's only 24 minutes into the game, but we've seen so many team fights in this one already. Yeah. These guys, it's just definitely taking the fight to each other. Which again, a little surprising for the Medusa, I'd say. We both wanted Tier 2000 to have a little bit more of a quiet game, just get yourself top of net worth, get a little bit clear of the Doom, maybe, and then start turning up, but they wanted to take this game by force. Hasn't really gone that way. And it just feels a little odd, like if they wanted to play this way, they could have taken it in another direction, gone for another carry. Not to say it wasn't a good Medusa game, like it is, but I don't know. We'll see how this one plays out. Still a bit of Dota to come here before this one's really sealed up, but Aurora very much in a commanding position. Yes, they have a large net worth difference. Okay, they have 2 Radiances. We've already covered that. It's not that big of a deal, but it is going to mean that in the fights, it's basically not translating all of this net worth into a super practical advantage. Smoke up now from Aurora. They've seen this Medusa and they want to bring her down. They'll know that Tier 2000 is going to be heading into the triangle next. And they either want to fight her or someone else nearby. And yeah, they're going to want tier 2000. Solo's going to be there. The global is available. Throws it down. Will that be enough to get tier 2000 out of that? Lovely catch there from Panto, though, holding back tier 2000. Kiyotaka under the cover of the BKB keeps on harassing, but it's not going to be enough to kill the Medusas. Instead, they'll move over towards the Silencer, and he will die. Solo, good job from him getting in, getting that ulti off, and slowing down Aurora enough to get their Medusa out of there. But it is a big cost. Your Silencer is dead. He used that ultimate. Roshan, real option now for Aurora.
I feel like Cybergeese are willing to concede a lot in regards to the hope of, you know what, let's play for the fact that we're probably giving away the next Roshan. Let's play for the fact that if we can survive this Roshan and Medusa gets to Miona, BKB, our tiny Terrorblade to get another item, then we can play for like a clutch fight. Because the way that they're positioning themselves on the map, it's not as if they really want to take a 5-on-5. Their game plan is survival.
Let's see how much longer they can survive for. Of course, high ground always going to be a bit scary, but they've still got tier 2s up. More to defend until then. And of course, playing the map's going to be super easy for Cyber Goose. You got these illusions from the Terrorblade to shove out the map. Tiny as well, the Blink Dagger and the Travels. Shove waves very quickly, leaves before anybody can really respond to it. When it comes to all these sideways pushing in, it should be okay, but Storm shows up in the top side and immediately starts getting to work on this Tiesu. It's also the easiest lane for them to push.
It might be... Maybe I'm being dumb. Well, on Dark Willow, you know it says 10 out of 10. Surely his thing... Okay, there it is. So basically on Dark Willow, the item wasn't on fire, like the choice to pick it, but it said 10 out of 10. So I was like, what? Weird. But we didn't see it, so now I look like I'm a madman. But I promise you it said 10 out of 10 and it didn't give the option to actually select the neutral item.
I will believe you.
Please believe me.
Radiant structures are
Didn't play Dota yesterday.
Well.
It's a rough day today.
Yeah, I always, like, when I'm casting, I always make sure I played, like, at least 5 or 6 games in the either the day before or the days running up to a cast. I think it's important.
5 or 6 before. I'm playing like 50 or 60. Hell yeah.
I know.
You get 5 games just before the cast today. I'm like, my guy. Respect. It is. I mean, to me, this is just an awkward game. Right?
It is a bit.
Because at any minute, you know, Aurora is just going to find an entry to the fight, break them apart as they just slap Solo in the face for the, potentially the 6th time, but with a Solar Crest and a pipe.
Oh, he's living. He's living. The damage coming back the other way, but he's still got a zip, and he's still looking for Solo. Oh my goodness. Let's see, Solo hiding in the trees, and yeah, this time Kiyotaka will just choose life instead. He's got no BKB anymore. It's time to back himself away. He's done the damage. He forced out the global.
Trading ages for a global. That does mean you kind of want to poke for a bigger objective now. Taking the tier 2. Might look for the tier 3. Already Tiny is trying to skip the bot wave. To be fair, the bot wave's actually really far up, so there's actually no wave to skip. Aurora, they're smoked up the Storm and the Shadow Demon. Now there's no global. Kiyotaka can pretty much jump anyone. He finds the Medusa. Turns his back, doesn't want to turn to stone for now. Jumps in.
Yeah, Blast is sliding on through, but does actually land on the tier 2000, who is getting very, very low on the mana here. With Nightfall coming on the side with the Doom available, they will be able to take down tier 2000.
Yeah, he's dead. Just nice smoke from the Storm and the Shadow Demon. I got confused for a second. I was like, where did the Storm go? He disappeared.
Didn't want to stick around. Knew that his team could deal with this. There is a split coming out in the middle lane here. This is curious. Toronto Tokyo doesn't like Solo.
Just everything on Solo. Every time I just look at
like
Solo
this
getting ran by a different hero.
Leave him alone, guys. Chill. Well, they'll get him. That's the solar crest used, but doesn't really save him. Okay.
Radiant's middle
Really
tower
mean,
is
guys. Come on.
Can we
Respect your elders.
can we click across the Aurora heroes to see who kills Solo the most in this game? It's like a mini competition between Aurora, it seems. So Doom got 1 kill, yep. So 1 for Nightfall. Kiyotaka 3 for Kiyotaka. Ooh,
That's
okay.
expected.
Only
He's
1
been
for Brewmaster. Again, we just saw that one.
Step it
Yeah.
up, Toronto. I mean, he's like, I need to get on the board, dude. I need to.
Yeah. 1. Okay. So everyone's on 1. Panto, honestly, your solos per game are truly not at the peak performance right now. Kiyotaka taking the lead with 3 solo kills in game 3.
3 kills onto Solo, to be clear.
As much as
Solo
it
kills are
really
a
feels like
different
Solo
thing.
has had the biggest target in his back this game, even though there's like a Medusa, a Terrorblade, you know, it's like
Even when his global's on cooldown as well, they're just punching him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
maybe
nice.
don't show on Solo, or show, bait them in, and
Yeah.
kill.
Easiest
That
bait
could be
ever for the Cyber Goose, yeah. Next time they hit a timing, just dangle the silencer there and they won't be able to resist.
He has the refresher in his backpack, so it's not like he's trying to hide the fact he wants to have 2 globals. This could be the game where he might even have to sell some items to get it. Sorry,
He thinks that Solo might go for this top wave here, but he doesn't. He's in the middle of everyone. Noticed is getting body blocked. So
he did ping it out, so yeah, probably
he
should be
has
aware.
the dust. It's a little
Okay,
weird.
not that aware then.
No, apparently not. Well, it does just outpace the Ice Blast. Nightfall closing the gap. Has a Doom if he really wants to throw it down here, but knows that he won't quite finish the job, so backs himself away.
Medusa, 200 gold for the BKB.
tower is under attack.
Really struggled in this game just from the nuisance of the mischance of the Radiance, the slows of the Ancient Apparition. He did go for the Venomous Volley facet, so it's not as if he's unslowable, but with that BKB, we'll give him arguably some life in the fight. They're smoking up. This is their moment. They're down 18,000 gold. They need to get some big kills. They farmed all this time for this.
BKB on Medusa. Surely.
Has to.
Surely this could be the fight.
Radiant's top
Let's
They
see.
C2.
Gonna go for Panto. It's a little bit messy on the initiation, but they will be able to bring down the A. They actually won't be able to bring down the A. The A is absolutely fine for now. Damage coming out onto the Medusa. The Doom as well is going to be there. Mana running out for the Medusa as Toronto Tokyo popping that split coming in on the side as well. And it doesn't look like Tier 2000 will be surviving much longer as Nightfall comes back in, looks onto the Medusa, jump across to the side from the Void Panda as they take down Tier 2000, look towards Notice. Notice dead as well. Thrown up into the air so he couldn't get off the Sunder, I believe. And that is going to be another poor fight from Cyber Goose, and it does feel like they are just shattered now. Is there anything more left in the tank, or is this going to be it? Aurora heading to the high ground. Kiyotaka going to grab a regen rune to just completely refuel, and he's going to get in the top wave as well, whilst Nightfall's working on the bottom wave. Kiyotaka is loving life right now. Regen rune active, just bouncing around all over the place.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Avalanche toss back onto the Storm Spirit. Bedlam's going to be there to follow up as well, and they will get the kill onto Kiyotaka. Decent pick off here, but they have the follow-up. Dr. Tokyo chased out. Barracks at mid, still standing at the moment. A lot of illusions, though. They are doing a pretty good amount of damage. It's the Shadow Servant facet from Mira doing a lot of work when they can win these fights. TB and Medusa illusions doing absolute work.
Tokyo might even need to use split top depending on how they want to follow this up, but no stuns are in the neighborhood, so just gets to walk away. And yeah, Roshan is available. It does feel like for Aurora, wait for the Storm Spirit, regroup, take that Roshan and try and close out the game, get the mega creeps. be quite bold, Cyber Goose, to try and hit the Roshan themselves. And when you're down this much gold, why not go for the bold play? They place the ward. It will get instantly dewarded by Mira once he puts down the poison. Actually disengaging. Doesn't want to get jumped by the Tiny. That'd be criminal for him to die. 9 seconds for Storm Spirit. Can they
There's a
take
chance here.
Roshan?
Roshan's getting low. Call comes out
Nightfall.
due to the poison from Mira. Triggering the
Tiny's
Roars.
in.
Kira Jr. tossed back onto the Shadow Demon. Immediate. In comes the Storm in the backline. Strategist take down Solo. Will be able to kill him off, so he's not going to be
doesn't have
available.
fire.
Noticed as well. Very low in this fight. Also going to die. Medusa needs to get up for damage right now, but she's doomed up again and taken out by Nightfall. Ah, they came close. They came very, very close, Cyber Goose, but they couldn't finish off the Roche. And in come Aurora. Aegis onto Nightfall. And that is just every single play that they've made on Cyber Goose. It looks close. It looks like they've got the building blocks of a fight, but it just tumbles before they get even a meter high.
With TI on the line, you gotta ask the question, will they call GG? Will they wait to the very last second to see their ancient fall? Medusa's
You've
dead
gotta
for
wait till
44
the bitter
seconds,
ends.
Terrorblade dead for 30.
You can't give up hope. Fire back from the Willow. Keep that ancient alive, Cyber Goose. There's still a dream, but what can they really do? Chira Jr. coming in, trying to fight, but Aurora, they want to go to Hamburg. They want to go to the road to the International. They're coming back. Global silence being used, but the ancient will fall, and GG comes in.